Antalya. 2 million people live here in one of Turkey's most popular seaside tourist cities. But only about 200 of them are Christians. Most of those belong to Antalya Evangelical Church. Here, Ramazan Arkan has been pastor since 2000. Like most members of the church, Ramazan is a believer from a Muslim background.
O almıştır zaten ve bizden de bugün dudaklarımızla ilan etmemiz gerektiğini çaktırır. Ambarlardan rüzgar estirir. İnsanlardan hayvanlara dek. Mısır'da ilk doğan...
I grew up in a Muslim family and I learned about my faith and about Islam from my family, from my relatives, and also during that time I was member of one of the Islamic conservative Islamic group, and I learned more about Islam from my religious leader, and I practice my faith 5 times in a day, and I was a very serious devoted Muslim during that time.
Adam yasal bir hukuku çiğnemiş oluyorsun, adam sana dava açıyor. Tayyip'in yapmak istediği şey nedir? Televizyonunu kapatmak. That's the call to worship. You know, every day, 5 times in a day, they do call to worship, and they invite people to mosque. They're saying is God is great, God is great. Muhammad is the prophet of Allah, and Islam is the greatest. And God is one, God is one. And I think the last one is to come and worship. Who is worth it?
Curiosity about Jesus was awakened when a new colleague started at Ramazan's workplace, a Christian.
One day he told me that he's a Christian, and I never met any Christians until at that time. And then we started to talk about Christianity. He told me lots of things about Christianity, and I was shocked what he told me, because I realized and I found out that what I learned all those years from my society about Christianity, everything was wrong.
This was the start of a long journey of faith that ended with Ramazan choosing to give his life to Jesus.
And after that, Jesus changed everything in my life. He changed my goal, He changed my mind, and He changed my life. Now, my goal is to serve Him, and that's why I'm serving Him here in Turkey, here in Antalya. I'm pastoring this church. I'm teaching and preaching, but most of my time is more like spending time with people. And there is a lot of visitors that they are coming and visiting our church during the weekdays, and I usually sit with them and talk to them hours and hours, because Turkish people, they are very much interested with spiritual stuff.
Ramazan is married to Karen from the US. Together, they have 2 small boys.
I can tell you, when I met Ramazan, I was so attracted to his heart for the Lord and for people. You know, it has an ability to be with people all the time, all different kinds of people relate to him, and I feel like he has a lot of wisdom to share.
One of the Turks who became a Christian after long conversations with Ramazan is Alper, who is now one of the leaders of the church.
He's the one who gave me the Bible for the first time. And he showed me that, he said that, oh, by the way, there's like a church, a cultural center just close to here. How about you coming and we can have talk and, you know. And after that, we started to spend several time during the week together. I had dozens of questions. First of all, I started with questions about, is the Bible real that we have right now in our hands? Is it correct? Because I heard that it's changed. So he started explaining me that starting from the 3rd century, the Nicaea Council, and he explained me all the history about, he gave me historical evidence. So like I can say this, all questions were being answered.
The other leaders of the church are also converts from Islam. One of them is Melissa, who is one of the worship leaders.
I became a believer almost 9 years ago now. I was very curious about Christianity and people and everything, even the buildings like churches. So I found this building, this church with my friends from school, and we came here, but they gave us lots of books, Bible and other books, and they said, they were like, you can come to church, but you need to come with your parents, because I was under 18, and because I was only 13 years old. And I went to my dad's shop, and I told my parents that I found the church. It was really peaceful, really, really beautiful place. And they got really upset at me. They were like, why do you need another religion or another thing? This is enough for us.
Both Melissa's parents came with her to church. After a while, they too became Christians.
This is a very special place for me because this is my home church. I became a believer here. My parents became a believer in this church. And I can't say I love this building, but I love the people here. They're like my family.
Many who become Christians in Turkey are finding that their family will not have anything more to do with them. They may also lose their jobs.
In Turkish culture, after you became a Christian, most common persecution that people face is rejection by their family. For example, we have one guy, I don't want to give the name, but after he became a Christian, his family rejected him. And actually they persecute him first. They made a lot of pressure on him that he can change his fate. And even they brought Imam to their house, and they closed this guy in the room with Imam. And Imam was trying to convert him to Islam again, but he didn't want to do that. And after that, his family realized that he's not going to turn back, and then they cut their relationship with him.
Even my best friend, she comes to church, but she can never tell to her parents. Even if she tells them, or if she becomes a believer and tells them, they will be like, you're not our daughter anymore. They will be like, go away. So it's really hard. It's a very big decision to make it here. I know so many people from this church, they had to stay on the streets because they told their parents that they became a Christian.
You can be kicked out of your job because you're Christian, you're saying you're Christian. And one time I experienced that myself. I was just I told my managers that I cannot lie because I'm Christian. And they said she started to laugh at me in a very annoying way. And I was just I'm sorry, but this is the way. And she said, okay, then you're kicked out, so don't come anymore. Then it was one of my first experience about because of the name of Christian.
Due to rejection by family and society, the community of the church is very important.
If church doesn't meet with their needs in that area, most of the people, they usually feel alone, or they leave their faith and they give up about their faith. But if they feel that church is there for them and church is new family for them, and then they feel more secure and they feel more comfortable with their faith. Church is not only place for us to come and worship just a couple hours. Church is family for us, and we do everything almost together. For example, on Sunday, after the church service, we go to a restaurant and we eat meal together. And after the restaurant, we go to the beach and we swim and we play beach volleyball, and also we play games in the game cafe until 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock at the night time. And after that we go homes, and during the other days of the week, we visit each other in our houses, and we came together and we ate meal together. We shared the life together as like family.
Despite difficulties facing new Christians, the church continues to grow.
I think Christianity is growing in Turkey. Like, when we had this building, it was half size, it was really small. But right now, like even this room, these like chairs, these are even not enough sometimes, some Sundays. So it's really growing, that I can really see it.
We started with 22 people when I was first pastoring. Now we have 190 people. Our church grew because our church is a very evangelical church, and we focus on evangelism a lot. When people come to Christ, the first thing that we teach them, how important to share the gospel with others. And most of our church members, they share the gospel with their friends, with their neighbors, and with their families. And they bring their friends and families to our church as a guest, and they share the gospel with them. And also, as a church, we do a lot of outreach activities. Like, for example, during Easter and Christmas time, and some other times too, we get special permission from government, and through those permission, we set up tables and book stand in the busy street or park of Antalya. And during that time, we gave Christian materials to people, and also we gave Bible to people.
To make sure that they know what they believe, new Christians receive a thorough education in the faith before being baptized.
I think we baptized 130 people or more. When I see the church is growing, that makes me feel so happy and so excited, because this is what I want to see. I want to see that kingdom of God will grow in Turkey once again, because when we look at the history, we see that 2,000 years ago, Christianity spread and grew from this land, and Christianity was main religion of this land. There was a lot of revival in this land, and there was a lot of people came to Christ in this land. And I want to see same thing. I want to see the same thing, and I believe that God will do the same thing once again in this land. As a church, we have a vision. We have a dream. Our dream is we want to reach out to places that there was no churches. We want to share the gospel with the people that they never heard it before. And also, I want to send local missionaries to those places. And that's why we are trying to grow as a church. And when we grow, we also focus on discipleship a lot. We're trying to train people like me, and that we can, when they grow in their faith, when they became a strong leader, that we can send them to other cities, because there is a lot of cities in Turkey that there is no churches.
Most cities in Turkey have no ethnic Turkish church whatsoever. The church in Antalya has already sent a missionary to and planted a church in the neighboring city of Alanya.
We start actually the evangelism in Alanya in 2005, because we knew that there was no Turkish people. There was no Turkish church in Alanya, and through our evangelistic activities, people came to Christ, and we started the home church in Alanya in 2010.
It can be risky to join a church and evangelize in Turkey.
We don't have persecution by government or police. Actually, government and police, they are trying to protect us. But we do have persecution by nationalists and religious groups sometimes. And in Turkey, after you became a Christian, there is a price that you have to pay. And every Christians, somehow they experience the persecution.
We had in the past so many struggles, hard times, because our church was stoned by people, just like protesting that in Muslim country there cannot be Christians living, and they have a saying that you cannot sell snail in a Muslim street. There's like a phrase that means like Turkey is an Islamic country and it's for Muslims, and you don't have any place in here. Sometimes they're even saying, we will kill you. Like this kind of threatenings are coming. In 2007, we have 3 martyrs, Christian martyrs, and they were killed by radical Islamists, and they were killed very bad and sad way. And one of them was my teacher, I mean, I got to know him very close. And it affected me a lot, and it made me think, because being Christian in Turkey is sometimes a very dangerous thing.
Ramazan has personally experienced that his life has been threatened because of his Christian faith.
In 2008, we have Christmas outreach service, and during that time, we were going to do our outreach at the hotel. And we invited many people. During that time, one nationalist guy, he came to our church service to assassinate me. And he was planning to kill me. But we had police protection during that time. Police realized that guy, and they arrested him and they put him to jail. And after that, police thought that behind this guy, there is some group who wants me to be dead. When I was single, I didn't care very much, but now I'm married, I have 2 kids. And when you face persecution, or when you know that there is people who wants to kill you, that's scary. And sometimes I feel scary, and sometimes I feel worried, but I believe that God is with us. No matter what happens, God will be with us, and He's worth it.
With support from Stephanus Alliance International and other international partners, Antalya Evangelical Church is now building their own church building.
This is our building project, and when we finish this project, and our building will look like exactly like this. This is the 3D picture of our project and the architect design. When we started this project in 2005, everything was kind of like dream to me. But now I see that my dream is coming true. And when I see that, it makes me feel so happy. This is the first floor of our building, and this is gonna be our guest house. When we have brothers and sisters from the other countries like you guys, and if you want to come and visit us, you can stay here in this floor, in these rooms, and you are welcome to come and visit us. I believe that this place is gonna be our home, and we're gonna have lots of good times in this place, and this building will give us lots of opportunity for training and also outreach, and that will make our church more strong and mature.
Our church is a Turkish church, and also our goal is to reach out more Turkish people for the kingdom of God. And the building that we are meeting now, the cultural center, it is a very touristic area. There's a lots of shops and hotels and the bars and stuff like that, that it's more like touristic. And we couldn't reach out many local people. As you can see, that this area is a local area. Lots of professionals, Turkish professionals, live in this area. Those are the people that they are more like open mind for having a church building in their community. I'm sure that they will not like the idea of having a church in their building, in their neighborhood, but also they're not gonna attack or they're not gonna harm on us. And you can see that it's all like residential. There's a lots of tall buildings and a lots of families live in this area, and we want to reach out them and we want to share the gospel with them. I believe that this building is gonna be light of this neighborhood and light of Antalya here in Turkey. I'll hold you, but not cry.
When I feel that I have brother and sister in the other part of the world who are praying for us, who are supporting us, and that makes me feel happy, and that makes me feel strong, and also that makes me feel that I am part of the big family, because sometimes we feel that we're just a small group in Turkey. As a church, we would like to meet with our partners and with people who have heart for us. And if people wants to come and visit us, we're welcome them. And we build great relationship between them and us. And we encourage people to come and visit us anytime they want.